So the main things that do breed in here are our rays. With these sharks, we've just had these in since late last year, so we'll see how they go. And with the grey nurse, we don't have too much luck because they're actually an extinct species in Victoria. So we can't exactly go and find Mitchell a girlfriend. We hunted those out in the 1970s. So he's the only grey nurse shark you will actually see down in Victoria, and he's a New South Welshman. I've actually lost all of the genetics from down here simply because of his big, scary looking smile. At the end of the day, he can't eat anything bigger than our snapper, and he can't chop up his food, but he still looks a little bit creepy or a little bit scary. Now, our divers will be making their way over very shortly. As I mentioned, there'll be 2 divers feeding at a time, and there's also going to be 1 filming. Now, we always need 2 on the water, just in case something happens, like for some reason your air tank isn't working, or you also need to tell the other diver, hey, there's a shark behind you, you need to turn around and feed it. They've got a special horn called a hammerhead, which they can beep in the water, and they can also do sign language to each other. That can be heard for the entire tank, the hammerhead, so you could have a diver on opposite side and get assistance to them straight away. That said, the worst that happens is a snapper bite through chainmail gloves. You got a bleeding finger, you got to get out pretty quickly. Or you get more snapper coming over trying to finish the job, which isn't very nice. Now just so you know, once you are down here and we've watched the feed, we do have an artefact table upstairs as well, where you can actually see the jaws of these animals, of the sharks. You can see their teeth and how they operate, and have a touch of those as well as their skin. With all these sharks in here, their skin is very smooth if you rub against them down to their tail, but if you rub notch the other way, she's very rough. In fact, their skin's covered in denticles, which are like teeth, over their entire body. That helps them swim through the water faster. In fact, I've heard that they're now studying their skin to try and use it for planes, try and develop planes which have the same surface as sharks, basically covered in tiny little teeth to make them go even faster and straighter through. People coming out of the tunnel on the inside. No mask, people on the smile. Now, she's not fully grown, she needs to grow another foot, and she could put on another 100 kilos. But she's only about 22, so she's got another decade or so to do that. Now I can see some bubbles in the bottom of our tunnel, so when our divers do come around, if they give you a wave, please give them a wave back. That's always polite. You don't have to say anything, you can call them names if you want, they can't hear you. They can lip read though, so just cover your mouth when you do it. Being caught out a few times. That little male eagle ray up the top there showing off. And our nemesis, the green sea turtle lump. Now I should explain, the only reason why we have marine turtles here is they have been rescued. There are no marine turtles in Victoria. If anyone's gone swimming in summer, our water is freezing. Now, as a reptile, they need warm water, but every year we get a couple washing up down on our shores, and the Melbourne Aquarium takes in all turtles that do wash up in Victoria, help the first phase of rehabilitation, and then send them back up north. So they're here for the right reason. Both of them have woken up. We can get green sea turtles, loggerheads as well. But we found a loggerhead at King Island last year, 30 kilos underweight. But she's now swimming back on the Great Barrier Reef. She actually recovered relatively quickly, but couldn't be near our divers because their mouth fitted around our ankles and could snap them in half. So turtles are lovely creatures to look at, but their appetite makes them a bit dangerous at times. So our divers have to do a lot of training as they very slowly make their way through under the tunnel. If they don't watch it, they're going to get a turtle behind them, and a few rays sitting on their heads too. The rays have learned if you sit on a diver's head, get bed first, because you weigh a couple of 100 kilos. You really don't want that hat on your head for too long. So they're pretty smart for a type of fish. Divers swimming backwards slowly. A bit strange. As you can see, all our largest girls are coming around. They've sensed it, they've smelt it, and they can sense the movement in the water as well. Some synchronised swimming from our eagle rays. There's Leo. A big shark down the bottom there. You may have seen his little friend upstairs. We've got a baby one up in the coral atoll at the moment, a little girl up there as well. And what we haven't seen yet is Sandy. She's a stingray with no tail. So unlike this young lady here, who's got a lovely long tail, Sandy was also a rescue mission. And someone chopped her tail off and left her in Sandringham. So we rescued her after people were jumping on her and everything else. We've got Kate and Brett in here with Lloyd on film. There we go. As they start their feed. So you can see the snapper are coming right close over the Kate. They do a bit of surface feed to try and avoid them. Oh, vacuumed up that squid. Yellow-tailed kingfish to your right. Beautiful little fish. Get to about 2 metres. They don't get eaten by someone beforehand. Oh, and snapper just stole some turtle food. Some lady gets some food. She can sense it. Oh, don't play with your food. Keep it in. The problem with the stingrays is they've got really flat teeth, so they've got to grind it. Sometimes that involves spitting it out. You got a squid on each wing, sweetheart. There we go. Really? Lean it down. No, not in your nostril. That's uncomfortable. No one wants squid up the nose. Ugh. I don't worry, the turtle will fix it up. Oh, Brett's getting some lovely big kisses there from one of our big rays. Oh, you're chunking that up. So you can see that our divers aren't exactly in any danger other than being smothered by hugs and kisses. The only threatening action towards the stingray is actually approaching it from behind and on top, and that's when they see your shadow and sense that you might be a shark. And these do get hunted by hammerhead sharks and great whites. In fact, they found hammerheads with up to 30 barbs of these rays stuck in their stomach and 20 in the throat, still swimming around eating them. So the predators are very, very tough. Oh, Kate throws some food around, going, hey, you can get it yourself so you don't bite my fingers. She does have her good metal gloves on underneath that, but some fish teeth are just small enough to get through. There's some Australian salmon coming through the middle, those long silverfish. They've grown quite a lot over the last few months. There's Leo giving everyone a grin. And Brett's being swamped by the snapping owl. What Kate has to do with both the turtles? That's not fair. Occasionally, oh, see, bad turtle. Don't do that. Occasionally they'll rocket ship them up to the top just to get them out of the way. Or hold them under their arm, that's another technique. Just hold it under your arm. It stays there nice and still. And you can see where its mouth is, most importantly. Behind your breath, there's one on your back. I've seen once one of these stingrays actually deflate their buoyancy control device. So our divers have got vests on that they can fill with water, so they don't have to constantly kick their legs but can float. So an eagle ray come over and just deflate it. The diver looked around and thought, please don't learn how to do this more often. So that's a little bit awkward. Big snapper. Male ray on the right there.
And that one's being very
Kate. Getting all the turtle love this afternoon. These turtles are actually on a diet as well. That makes life even harder. Because their little brain says, I need to have food when I get it because I don't know when I'm going to get it again because all I eat is jellies and jellies don't have a lot of energy. They get fed twice a day. They get fed squid and fish. Relatively fattening food if you eat too much. But their natural brains tell them, no, I have to eat it. I don't know when I'll get it again. Tomorrow at 11 and 3, we promise. But they just haven't quite clued on to that yet. Brett's getting a lovely smothering of snapper around him, as long as they don't come too close to his face. That's the way. Go up, grab some air, hold them up quite. These turtles can be pretty lazy when they're not eating. They can hold their breath for about 5 hours, so they're just go for a big long sleep. Now it looks like Kate and Brett are going to make their way up. They're going to grab their shark food, and then they're going to see if any of the sharks are hungry on the other side of the fish bowl in the centre. So you're more than welcome to go through and see if they are. They may eat, they may not. Thank you very much for watching. If you did have any other questions, feel free to pop on down. Remember, we've got our artefacts table upstairs, and we're open to 6. So feel free to revisit any area you want. Thank you.
Goody.